Doing awesome, man.
So good to be here with you and our friend here.
Yes, so good to be Facebook living with our friend Rick Manalo. Hello, everybody. My name is Tom Trong. I have the pleasure of introducing my very good friends this morning, Scott Lewis, and online with us, Rick Manalo. Guys, I am so fired up about the future of eXp Realty. I'm so happy that Scott Lewis and Tracy Lewis shared this business with me, 9, 10 short months ago. And recently, we've added a powerhouse into our team here, Rick Manalo out of San Diego. And man, I've known Rick now. Rick, how long have we known each other?
Oh, so long.
So long.
So long. Yes.
So long. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we just wanted to have a sort of a fireside chat here on Facebook Live, sharing with you about what the company is doing, why Rick Manalo is so excited about this business opportunity, and why I have the pleasure of working with both these great gentlemen to build this business across borders. So,
that's
Scott,
really cool, right?
That's really cool, right? And where are we sitting today?
Yeah, so we are here in Anaheim, getting ready to do a event here in Anaheim, California, for a bunch of rock star agents and they want to grow their business, obviously. And we were with this stud yesterday in Southern California, San Diego, Rick. And Rick, for those people that don't know you, I think it'd be really cool if you just tell people how you got into real estate. I mean, you're a powerhouse broker. You built a huge business there in Southern California. We all know now you rolled into eXp, but I think it'd be neat for people to just hear how you got into real estate.
Sure. Well, good morning, everybody. I started a long time ago. My dad was in the business 45 years ago, and so I kind of grew up into the business. We would go to church, have lunch, and then do open houses, and so that's kind of how I grew up. Been licensed since 1979. I know I look like I'm 20 years old, but anyways. Thank you, guys. But yeah, it was interesting. I did a career before this. I was an engineer for about 10 years, but I was licensed since I was 18, and I took over the business about almost 30 years ago. We grew it. I went through a lot of different times in this business, and here we are today.
Ups and downs, right? It's like a roller.
A lot of ups and downs, right? Yes. But I think persistence keeps us, going, and in the love of the business. And that's how I really got involved. Is I'm doing what I love to do, and so it was exciting to find eXp by accident. And so thank you for bringing me in.
Yeah. So as a broker, Rick, as a second generation broker, you grew up in this business. What do you think are the toughest things that broker owners and even powerhouse brokers deal with on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis in building a real estate business, and then weave that into why you saw the power of eXp and how that could how those struggles and challenges can change with what you now have available at your arsenal?
And that's a dynamic question. Did you memorize that this morning?
No, man. I had a lot of coffee. A lot of coffee.
That's a great question. I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah, as a broker owner, the biggest thing is our expenses, and it's like how do you minimize your expenses and maximize your revenue based on the production of your agents, and that's the hard part. Is most agents are looking for a way to grow their business, and so training was really important. Lead generation was really important, and the support, as a broker, and so being a boutique broker, you only have a certain amount of resources, and so to leverage that and be successful was a challenge. And so we've done well. I mean, over the last 25, 30 years, we were able to grow our business, and we decided to make the next step and grow again. And resources became more expensive, and support became more expensive. And even the biggest expense was our lease. As you bring in more agents, we would need to grow. And so that was the biggest expense. When we found eXp, even before I was looking for this kind of platform, we found the lead generation and the technology, something that we thought we can attract agents to. And then we dug into it more deeper and found, wow, this platform provides us a cloud-based business where I can grow this organization, this team, locally and internationally. And so it was really exciting to see, what it gives my agents, And so that's kind of one of the reasons we got involved is, the growth potential and to leverage the platform to grow our business.
Right. And
That's so cool.
And the growth potential really isn't just for you now anymore, right? As broker owner, all of us have been broker owners. Scott, you and I, and when we were building our agency, Scott, we were thinking of how do I grow? How do I attract more agents? How do I put more money to my bottom line?
Absolutely.
But it was me as broker owner.
Right.
With the eXp Realty model, it's us. It's our entire team who have the same tools, who have the same benefits to grow their team and their office, whatever you want to call it, as big as they want to grow it. Right, Rick? And I think I talked to some of your team members yesterday, and they shared that. Yeah,
and that's kind of the neat thing is being in the business as long as I have, agents start to mature, and then they want to grow teams. They want to become a broker and start their own organization, their own company. Within the framework of eXp, we can do all those things and more. And so it was really exciting when I introduced it to the office that they can grow as big as they want. They can grow
so impressed with your team and not only how loyal they are to you and how much they respect you, but just how excited they were about the eXp opportunity. And so that has to feel good kind of as their granddad, so to speak, or their dad, their person that's sort of been mentoring and coached them to know now that you've given them this great opportunity.
Are you calling me a grandpa? Excuse me.
Well, you look like a kid, but they talk about you like this, Messiah. I mean, they walk around going, Rick. I mean, it's pretty cool.
We'll call Rick the Godfather.
The Godfather.
That's better. No,
Do you have any kids?
I do. I have 3 kids, 18-year-old, a 15-year-old, and a 13-year-old. This weekend, we're actually going to drive up my daughter to UC Santa Barbara, move her into her dorm, and she's going to start, her education. So that's really exciting for her and for us.
And that's exciting.
And some motivation, right?
And some motivation, yes. It can get a little expensive for college, and 2 more right behind her. So, one of the reasons that this business can provide, is the flexibility and the financial ability to support our families, and I think that's really cool. As agents that come on board, they first think about how to make enough money to provide for themselves, and then as they mature, it's like how do you help other people provide more for their families? It's not just about you anymore. It's about them, and so that's kind of the neat thing to see these people grow and mature and be able to take care of their families and have more time with the type of platform that we have.
That's right. And as a leader, you take those responsibilities very seriously, right?
I do. I look at myself as their dad in a sense, trying to grow them up and help them be more self-sufficient, more successful. And as they grow and as a broker, before eXp, as they opened their own offices or started their own team, it was like more for their success. Being proud that they can, accomplish the things that they wanted to accomplish. And now they can do it quicker and they can do it easier and have more time to do, have more time for them and their family as well. So it's really exciting.
And we're here for them, cheering them all along the way, right? We're the biggest cheerleaders to make sure that they are successful, right?
Especially you, Tough.
Huh?
Especially you.
Come on, man. I'm cheering you on, bro.
I know.
I mean, think about that, though. Think about the old brokerage model, the old model where we came from prior to eXp, right? When an agent came into our office and they said, hey, Rick, you've been so awesome. You've been a great teacher, a great mentor, but guess what? Guess what comes next after that sentence?
Bye.
Yes.
I'm leaving.
Right.
I'm going somewhere
else. So how has that helped you sort of, feel more confident about what you have available and your team members?
Yeah, it's as they grow, they want to go off on their own. It's just like our kids, right? They want to go off on their own and explore. Here, they can do the same thing and grow their organization, they grow their team, grow their business, and I continue to be part of their growth, and so that's kind of cool. Instead of watching them from afar, now I can be with them, in their business as well, and help them grow. And so, the more I look at eXp, it just gets better and better and better. There's so much possibilities on how you want to work your business and how you want to help other people build their business, and it's a win-win. It's a win-win up and down.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So, Rick, I don't want to put you on the spot too much here, but I know that this time of year especially, there are a lot of brokers out there across the country right now that may be in a situation where they're nervous about the downturn, or they're nervous about the upcoming downturn or the switch in the market. Maybe they're having a difficult time making ends meet right now, and they're going, man, in a downturn, what am I going to do? And I know you're a really analytical guy, and you spend a lot of time evaluating this model. And so for those brokers that are looking at eXp and thinking about it, one of the big things I hear in the beginning is, I have all this overhead. How do I cut it? Because it takes a period of time for the revenue share to catch up with, the expenses of where you are. So maybe there's a short-term haircut for some people, right, to get to the long-term gain at eXp. So if you could just talk about that for someone, how did you evaluate that, your existing overhead, managing that, and then transitioning into the eXp model?
Right. Well, the numbers didn't really make sense for me as a small broker, just because my expenses, and based on the model, eXp's model, it's like, how do you get to where you need to be in a short amount of time? The biggest expense that I currently have, I still have a 3-year lease on this building, is how to cover that cost. And what I'm finding is, by offering my agents a faster way to build their business and gain income and have the potential to do 100% splits, I can now pass that cost on to them, and to the other people that we bring on board. Because some people are looking for that brick and mortar, and we have that here, temporarily. And I know eXp has the Regis offices that you can go anywhere around the United States and be in. But locally down here, the closest one is not that convenient at this point. And so, cutting that cost, we're going to grow. We're probably going to double in the next, 3 to 4 months. And, some agents still need a space, and we have that space. The other overhead is admin. I think, eXp now, from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, because we're growing so fast, are looking for more admin people. So I've had them apply directly with eXp to see, if they qualify, and that will cover some of the costs, as well. So the transition seems like it's going to be slow, but from the numbers that I'm seeing, we should be back, into play within the next 3 months, 4 months.
That's awesome, man. And when you think about that, how can a business, a second-generation business, having bricks and mortar for all those years, make a shift? And in your mind, maybe 3 months seems long now, but 3 months in this big scheme of things over the last 20 years, right, goes by pretty fast to make that shift where you're not going to be outdated, right? We've seen the likes of Blockbusters and other companies that saw the change, did not adapt to the change, and then boom, went out of business, right? Mm-hmm. You had the foresight, the vision, that you understood it to make sure that you got ahead of the curve, sort of take a short haircut right now for short-term gain for long-term, short-term pain for long-term gain, right? And so I commend you for doing that, Rick, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting that, it's scary and exciting at the same time. But, if you're in the business for the long haul, technology is where it's at. I read an article just before we went on live with Jeff Bezos from Amazon, and they were asking him, "How did you grow so fast? How did you become the richest man in the world?" And basically, he said, technology gave me that edge, and to save that money from the bricks and mortar and put it back into my shareholders. That's basically what eXp is doing, is taking that expense, getting rid of that, and bringing it back into the agent owner, to eXp. And so, if he grew that fast in a short period of time, I can see eXp, growing just as fast as a real estate company. And so it's really exciting to see.
Yeah, it's the exponential side of it that's so powerful, and I think that's where brokers that are looking at it have a difficult time, because they have an office of 10 or 20 or 50 agents, and they're used to adding maybe 5, 10, at the most 20 agents a year would be an incredible recruiting year. But with eXp and the duplication and the no boundaries and the ability to not only have your team be able to grow their own team with eXp, but also attract other agents, it starts to compound. I mean, if you would have told me, 2 years ago that our team of 8, which we had at Keller Williams, would grow into 2,700 in 2.5 years, I would have said, you're nuts. I mean, I couldn't even fathom that. But the truth is, it's the model, right? And so it starts to duplicate. And so you're actually getting a jump over an individual, because now you started at 16 or 20 instead of starting at 2 or 4, and so you double that much faster. And that's a cool thing to be able to visualize that and know it's going to happen. Yeah.
You might not know this, Rick, but you've got a hell of an advantage, coming in with a team of 20 plus agents already, right? By comparison, Scott, I mean, you know this story, maybe you don't, Rick, but by comparison, it took me, my wife, and one business partner, the 3 of us, 9 years, Rick, to build a brokerage with 120 agents. And then we sold that off to a major brand here in California, right? Well, when you compare that, 9 years of work for 120 agents, that's about, 11, 12 agents a year that we grew. And we thought we were doing pretty good. We were hustling and busting our butts, right? Well, I did that in a matter of 9 months. Now I'm at 148 or so agents on my team in 15 states, right? And I started with 3 when we came on to eXp Realty, just 3. Me, my wife, and 1 team member, 1 buyer's agent. That 3 grew to 148.
And that 150 will be 300 like that.
Right.
Because the duplication. That's the powerful thing.
Right. And so you have an advantage, meaning, you've got a team already of 20 or so. You don't even know what's in your future. It's going to be so bright. It's going to be so awesome. And, and we're here for you, right?
And we haven't even mentioned it, but your agents are also getting stock. I mean, talk about that. I mean, I know you've probably had some stories already. Are your agents excited about getting the stock at eXp? I know I was.
Oh, yeah. They're starting to see their stock, and it's really exciting. And basically, now they're owners. I couldn't give them ownership in my company. And as they grow their business, they continue to earn stock. And, just looking at the returns on it over the last 6 months, it's tremendous. And that's exciting as well. I mean, now we have all these things within the platform or within the model to give back to our agents and have them be as successful as they want to be. And I can see, us growing, just watching you as my godfathers.
I'm glad you didn't call me granddad. I got you, but I appreciate that, Rick. Thank you.
Yes, I mean, there's so many great leaders right now in eXp, and they're fairly young in this business, and it's great to see. And we can all collaborate together, and that's kind of the neat thing. You're not just a boutique brokerage, on your own. You're now within the 50 states and in Canada, and you can just pick up the phone and call, and find out, what do I need to do to build my business in your state, or I'm having these issues, what can I do to satisfy them? And you guys have already been through that journey, and it's really exciting to see people like you leading the pack.
Well, we're excited to be working with you, and one other thing that we really didn't mention, but I've got to ask you, how does it feel to be able to terminate that E&O insurance and know that you're releasing a lot of that liability that you've had for so many years.
Yeah, that's great because my E&O insurance renewal is coming up this month, and I don't need to renew it. So that's the cool part of it. You know, being a broker, the buck stops with you, right? And so any issues that come on, you know, you have to deal with. Here we have a team with eXp that deals with all the liability, and so you know it's a big weight off your shoulders once it comes off, of course.
Yeah, we still have liability as agents, but when you have the broker liability of the agents underneath you, you know, I remember sometimes laying awake at night thinking, what are my agents going to do tomorrow, right? What are they going to say, or what's around the corner? Yeah. And it's nice not to have to worry about that so much.
Yeah, being a broker now, it's actually more fun. You know, I mean,
that's right.
We can focus on the things that really make us excited, you know, which is growing other agents. We don't have to worry about the overhead.
Shout out to Gene Frederick making real estate fun again.
That's right.
You know, that's the way. It's unbelievable what's happening around the country, and your story, you know, is further proof of the value of the platform. And I tell agents all the time, you can't look at eXp as a brokerage, because we are a brokerage, but we're so much more, being a technology company. And so it's really a platform, and it's just a platform. It's like you have this awesome business, and you just pick it up, and then you lay this huge foundation underneath it, and then you set it back down, and you're growing just like you were before, but now you have so many more opportunities to the technology and the growth model and the stock and everything else that it gives your agents. And I know your agents appreciate that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. You know, sometimes I look back and it's kind of compares it to, you know, an old rickety car with a Ferrari, right? If you're a great driver, the Ferrari is still going to go faster and better and more fun to drive. And basically that's what we have here at eXp, is that Ferrari. You know, we're not having to deal with, you know, a broken car.
I need a Ferrari.
I need a Ferrari, bro.
You need a Ferrari. I'm sure you'll have one fairly soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the platform allows you to go as fast as you want and grow as fast as you want, and that's exciting. You have no excuses now to say, you know, I need 100% split, because you can have that, or I need leads, you can have that, or you need support, you have that. You have anything at your fingertips basically with eXp, and so there is no excuse. It's just now guiding, you know, those agents to use those resources, you know, effectively.
There you go. So tell us the future of real estate as you see it, Rick, and tie it in with you know, now that you are powered by or brokered by eXp Realty. Where do you see your footprint, your growth going in the next 2 to 5 years?
You know, I have kind of a long-term goal, even before eXp, was to do business. I was telling Scott earlier, to do business in different states. And I was doing it slowly through my travels. And now I can jumpstart that, you know, very quickly, because, you know, eXp is one brokerage or one company, and I can be in Washington or Texas or Colorado and grow my business that way without having to worry about being licensed in each of those states. So, you know, my 5-6 year goal has now probably compressed down to 2 years, I'm sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So it's exciting. Yeah, that's where I see myself.
We look forward to helping you make that happen.
Thank you, guys. Yes.
Well, what do you think, Scott?
I think it's a wrap. It's exciting to see what's going to happen to your business, and meeting your agents was a blast, and getting to know you. And for those that are watching, if you want to meet us, join us in
Santa Ana Chamber of Commerce. We're down here in Anaheim. We're in Santa Ana. We're doing a lunch and learn in Santa Ana at this Chamber of Commerce. And that starts right about, we do a training session about lead generation and the power of lead generation, and what eXp has for our agents and our broker owners, about the tools to generate as much leads as you can humanly handle. And then after that, we go into the eXp Explain business model. So, you know, inbox Rick and or us, and we'll give you the address. But just Google Santa Ana Chamber of Commerce. We'll be there this afternoon to share the details behind the program that Rick and Scott and I are so fired up about. I'm going to have to ask him one more question, then we'll close it out, Rick. Because
Okay.
I know you. So at some point in time in the future, I think eXp might have a show about the best bachelor, the most available bachelor at eXp. Would you like to be on that show?
Well, guys, stay tuned for that.
He's blushing. Look at that.
Stay
Your
tuned.
Facebook Live with America. You and I talk about this stuff. Come on, man. Here's your time.
Okay.
He drives a really hot car, I can tell you that. It's smoking.
Go ahead.
Well,
Let's
stay
end
tuned
with
for the
that.
next episode of eXp Live.
And don't forget to show up in convention, guys. We're going to be in New Orleans in October for eXpCon.
Yeah.
And we'll all be there, and a great opportunity to learn more about eXp. And so we encourage you to make it to that. So it was a pleasure, Rick.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, everybody. See you
Goodbye.
later.
Bye, guys. Bye, Facebook.
Go kill it today.
All right.
The Bible said to trust